This is SportsCenter.
In our longest Sports Center edition yet, we cover the blowout game against the Munich Starkweather girls as Megan hits a season-high 19. Then we go to Carrington for a Super Saturday showdown for both boys and girls. Then it's back home as the boys take on the New Rockford Cheyenne Rockets as Jake puts in 39. But that performance was soon overshadowed by Alex's big game against an overmatched Lax Burlington team. The boys took on Cavalier without the injured Hagler as they finished the regular season with a confidence-boosting win in Grand Forks. And we wrap it up with the girls against Park River Fordville as they try to bring it all together for a postseason run. It's all on SportsCenter right now! Hello and welcome to NHSPN SportsCenter. I'm Daniel Grandi alongside Jake Hagler. We will start with the girls' district game against Munich Starkweather. The Lady Bearcats needed this win if they wanted any chance to be the 1 seed in the district.
The Lady Bearcats came out strong in this one, scoring more in one half than the Magic Storm did the whole game.
Sarah surveys the zone, finding Allie wide open at the free throw line, who hits the easy shot. Megan Gowan shined in this game as she fights for a position inside and powers it up for 2 points. The 3-ball, what a dangerous tool as Allie fires it in. Drawing Munich defenders, Allie flings it to Kelsey as she shoots the rainbow in for 2 points. Kelsey Tubner drives in the lane and puts it up off the glass nicely for 2 of her 15 points. Forcing the issue, Laura beats the Magic Storm defense back and gets the basket and the harm. The Bearcats tore up the zone as Sarah hits the J. Megan Gowan led the Bearcats in both scoring and rebounds. The Bearcats played very good defense as well, forcing the Magic Storm to have almost 30 turnovers.
With that game out of the way, the girls only had one more district opponent to face before the tournament. But first, both the girls and boys traveled to Carrington for a doubleheader against the Cardinals.
The girls had met this same Cardinal team earlier in the season, and the Lady Bearcats were out for revenge. This looked to be an interesting game. Sarah with a post-up move gets by her defender and one. Megan does the dirty work here, getting the easy putback. Kelsey shows off her pure jump shot, getting 2 of her points. Bearcats down by 7. Allie comes up big, going to her offhand. Getting out and running as they get an easy one in transition. With time running out, Jessica comes up big, tying the game with under a minute to go. Janae hits the jumper, trying to keep the Bearcats in this one in the second overtime. The Lady Bearcats come close again, but still can't get over the hump, as the Cardinals are able to squeak out a win, giving the Lady Bearcats their 4th loss of the year.
After the girls' game, the boys took on the Cardinals in a highly anticipated matchup. The Cardinals had just recently been knocked out of the top 10 after losing to 4 wins and Harvey, so we were looking to bounce back against the Bearcats.
Jake beats his man off the dribble to grab the defense's attention. Then he finds Christian, who floats open for a tray. Coming off a back pick, Christian is freed up for the wide open baseline layup. With the defender trailing, Jake curls around a screen, then he hits the fadeaway jumper. The Bearcats display great ball movement off a fast break, working around to free up Jake for a big-time 3-ball. Pushing the ball back at the Cardinal defense, hand down, man down, as Christian hits another 3-ball. Rebounding is a key in winning any game. Here, Alex works hard to get the offensive rebound and put it back up and in. Back and forth, the ball is passed before Larson decides to step into a Bearcat 3-pointer. Daniel gets his defender to come out too far as he blows past him for a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play. Whoopsies! Somebody lost their man. Brooks is wide open under the basket for an easy 2. The Bearcats go into Carrington and get a solid victory. All 5 starters were in double figures. Alex recorded his second double-double in just as many games with 10 points and 10 boards.
The Bearcats showed they can beat a tough opponent on the road, as they have made big improvements from the beginning of the year.
3 days later, New Rockford, the 2012 football state champs, came to town to take on the boys, who were still ranked number 2 in the state poll at the time. Never take your eye off the basketball. Jake with a nice pass inside to Christian. Little give and go action frees Jake up for 2 of his 39 points. A special drawn up play frees Jake along the baseline for a tough 15-footer. Daniel forces the issue, pushing the ball at the Rocket defense, where Jaden gets the basket and one. Passing it up the sideline opens a cutting lane for Brooks to get the chance for a 3-point play. Just like Chris Paul to Blake Griffin, Hagler finds Quilving with a nice lob pass. Daniel tosses it back door to Alex, cutting to the basket. Jake goes baselines and finds none other than the Aaron Bergdahl wide open for the layup. Bearcats, like the LA Clippers, throw lobs. Here Brooks is on the receiving end for 2. Grandy, Weston, Hagler, count it, and a foul. The Bearcats beat the Rockets to move to 17-1. Hagler goes off in this one with 39 points to bump up his average to 24 points per game. As a team, the Bearcats moved to 4 straight games, forcing double-digit turnovers.
New Rockford was unable to handle the Bearcats as the boys made a statement with a convincing win over the Rockets.
The 7 Bearcats seniors were honored on their last home game of the season when they faced off against the 8th-rated team in the state, Delax Burlington.
The Bearcats start the game off on a good note, as Hagler throws a lob to Larson, who knows how to finish. The Bearcats find a nice high-low look as Jake finds Weston cutting to the basket along the baseline. Hagler takes advantage of an over-aggressive defense with a backdoor cut for a bucket. Mama, there goes that man. Somebody should probably guard a 40% three-point shooter. Hagler with a blow-by finds a slicing Quilving with a lob for 2 more. Pay close attention to the defense on this one, as Hagler goes Jordan on the Lakers. Even the cheerleader can't believe what she is seeing. With all eyes focused on Hagler, Weston gets free for his second 3 of the contest. The Bearcats turn defense into offense as quick as anyone. Here a long rebound gets the Bearcats off and running. Grandy, seeing Weston running the floor, drops a dime to get him an open layup for 2 more. Weaving in and out of defenders, Grandy gets all the way to the bucket for 2 of his 15 points. The Bearcats open this one up early and never looked back, scoring 57 first-half points. Alex really stepped up his game, scoring 40 points, a new career high for the sophomore. 2 other Bearcats also had double figures.
The Bearcats looked like the number 2 team in state, getting off to a good start and never looking back, giving the seniors one final win at home.
The boys finished their regular season by heading down to Grand Forks for the annual Grand Forks Shootout. This matchup looked like it would be one of the more exciting games in the shootout.
Bearcats start out running with Larson finishing on the receiving end of a pass from Grandy. Weston, on one of his rare post touches, takes a nice move to the basket. Grandy steals the pass and finds a streaking Komrosky, who finally corrals it for the basket and the harm. Off a steal, Grandy goes around the back, then finishes looking off the tornado defender, setting up Christian Quilving for an easy 2. Working the high post opens Quilving up for 3 of his 11 points on the evening. After beating his defender, Grandy sends a no-look pass inside to Heisler for a layup. The Bearcats had 33 total rebounds on the night. Here, they get numerous offensive boards, ending in a putback. Kareem! Quilving goes to the sky hook for the bucket and a foul. Seeing nothing open up, Heisler goes around his defender and gets inside for 2 of his 4 on the night. Grandy slices through a sleeping tornado defense off of a timeout. The Bearcats win this one to end the regular season with 1 blemish on the record. Grandy led the way with 21. 3 players were in double figures for the 3rd straight game.
The Bearcats really stepped up as Hagler was out with a bad ankle and showed that they could still beat quality teams.
Then the Lady Bearcats hosted Park River Fordville Lincoln, who ended their volleyball season by finishing 3rd at the state tournament.
A set play frees up Kelsey, giving her an open look that she knocks down. Jessica, extending the range a little, hits the wide open jumper. Sarah, with nobody within 8 feet of her, hits the triple. Usage of the short corner pays off here as Laura makes the defender look silly. The floater, such a lost asset in today's game, is used to perfection by Allie. Cross-court passing is a huge key in basketball. Allie finds Lexi wide open, dropping a dime as Lexi nails the shot.
The Aggies were no match for the Lady Bearcats, who started off slow but rallied together and ended up getting a lopsided victory.
So that's it for this edition of NHSPN. Both boys and girls look to go deep into the postseason, and we will be covering it all right here on NHSPN. For Jacob Hagler, I'm Daniel Grandy.